Joseph, kind of bring us up to speed as we get into 2023 with developments locally on the political front.
Well, I think that I think that for people here, what goes on locally is really important. And as I said, we've got a new supervisor that took over for Janice Rutherford down her district, which really doesn't have much to do on up here. We have Paul Cook, who is our supervisor. Rumor has it that they're trying to cut some backroom deal with Dakota Higgins, who works for him, to appoint him, and I'm absolutely just opposed to that. He's never created a job. He doesn't return his calls.
The way everything's looking, if you drop out, they aren't going to bring up the anything that from that SVL report.
And I think when people hear the phone call that he made to me on August 11th at 7:53, kind of trying to cut I thought a very illegal political deal. I don't think that people put up with it. But in the county, 30. What was funny is we only had 40.3% of the registered voters vote, but that was 1,138,000 people. Okay, so I thought we would have had a bigger turnout this year than we did. And I think sometimes well, what we saw. I mean, look what Newt Gingrich said on October 23rd in Epic Times. There would be 7 senatorial changes, new ones on the Republican Party, and 50 congressional Republicans made. So I think that by the time that the people started voting, I think we're the media, and I call them fake media. I think where they were very smart is they kept saying that there's going to be a red wave and a red wave and a red wave, so a lot of people just didn't vote because they didn't believe that their vote cared. But locally, and let's start with the college, okay? In district number 1, which I had an opponent that's very well known, Blanca Gomez. She got 3,800 votes. I got 88,000. I got 67%. She got 32%. And I want to say one thing to Blanca. Blanca, you didn't go negative. You could have probably used the slur issue, which is so far past us. That's the only thing you can hang your hat on. The college is doing great. We've got a great leadership team. I sit with 4 other great trustees, so I thank her for keeping it clean. Then we got my buddy Brandon Wood. And he won on 79% of the votes. She got 20%, he got 79%, and it's great. We're going to do it again, and you never know, Terry may do it one more time. In Apple Valley, in the Apple Valley School District, Chris Nunez, who works in the foundation office at Victor Valley Community College, fell short. He got 42% of the vote compared to Gary R. They got 57%. So, Chris really, he tries to get on out there. But I applaud him. He was appointed, so maybe what he'll do is start going to those meetings and understand you got to go out and raise money. It's not cheap to do this. In board number 2. That seat was won by Amanda Buchanan. I've met her. She seems like a very, very, very nice lady. She beat out a friend of ours, somebody that everybody knows up here. If you're in development, you don't know Wilson, so something's wrong. And she beat him. I mean, she got 45%. He got 29%. Joe Russell, I think, split the baby. Don't call Wilson out. I mean, Wilson's not over. He might have some sights on some other stuff, and I told him that if he decides to run, I'll help him. I was surprised out in Barstow, the Barstow Unified School District in area number 4, that Aaron Heldreth. So the Heldreth name is a big name out in Barstow, and so is the Rosenberg name. Aaron handily beat Ben Rosenberg, who is one of the owners of Barstow Station, real handily, 70% to 29%. So kind of sad. In District number 5, Michael Watson beat Latrina Wallace. Hesperia School District. I don't think there are any big surprises. Christine Steen in area 2-1. In area 3, we had Eric Swanson. Eric's been really, really, really known. I did appreciate the video that you had done for all of us. And then in area number 5, that was kind of a close race. Mark D.U.N. Dunn got 43% compared to James Blocker. I mean, it was really tight. I mean, literally within 90 votes. So it tells you in that district there was a spoiler, Anna Gang. She got 15%. So had she not run, it would have been a different deal. Over in Victor Valley Union High School District, Kent Crosby won with 55%. I know he has a big friend in my brother, John R. Pinkerton III, and Sharon. In area number 4, I think you know this guy, Rosie Hinojos. He won big by 53%. Well, 53 to 46. Adelanto Elementary School District, that was really close. Christina Bentz beat out Reza Barillas by 1 vote. These are certified by 1 vote. So there were 1,294 votes, and she beat her out by 1 vote. Wow, that's tight. City of Atlanta mayor's race. I don't think anybody really thought that Gabriel could lose. He won big. He literally cleaned the deck. He had 48%. So if you take the other, there were 5 people, they got 51%. So that tells you that people are happy with Gabriel. And Gabriel, we look forward to working with you for another 4 years. In the council race, so there were 2 people there, and then these are newcomers. You've got Amanda Uptergrove. She got 1,216 votes, and she just barely beat out Angela Meza, who got 1,214 votes. So 2 votes separated them out as the 2 council people there. Apple Valley mayor's race, there's nobody to oppose Scott Nassif. He got 15,422 votes and nobody opposed him. So that's a pretty impressive number, Scott. In Apple Valley race, town council number 3, Kerry Leon got 68% of the vote compared to Michael Karen. Michael is the father of our great Karen, the quarterback over at Victor Valley Community College. And the one thing I want to say, Michael, and Kerry, when we were at the Women's High Desert Federated Luncheon, Michael stood there and pitched his thing for, I think he got like 3 minutes, and he said if he didn't win, Kerry was a great person to support. I really thought that had a lot of class. That told me something about Michael, and I've known Michael for 20 years, so I really that kind of taught me something. Michael, it's always good to stand up. Town council race in District 4, that was kind of a tighter race than I really thought it would be, although the numbers, when it finally got, they finally got down to the final numbers, Kurt Emick won with 55% of the vote, but most people, I don't think, thought that Matthew Rutledge could get 44% of the vote. Barstow, District number 1, Carmen Hernandez, who has been on the council before, she bested Martha O'Brien, a lady that's been out there for a long time. So welcome back, Carmen. City Council District number 2, that was one that James Noble retained his seat by 98 votes. He got 54% versus Terry Peralta, who got 45%. And then in Victorville, that was kind of an interesting one. That was District number 2. That was Pastor Rafael Porras. Was competed with Deborah Jones, the current mayor, now our new mayor again. So she just got re-voted again, which I thought was good. I thought it was nice that she got 3 members of the council this time to vote for her. It would have been nice had 4. Blanca voted for herself, and we understand how that works. Rafael got 33% of the vote, and Deborah got 66% of the vote. So District 4, that was a tight race. That pitted two friends of mine. One's a Democrat, Lizette Angulo, and Bob Harriman. Bob's a well-known concrete contractor. He's been a planning commissioner. He is passionate. He'd walk on hot coals to do whatever he could for the city. And that was a narrow race. He bested her by 160 votes or something, 51 to 48%. But at the beginning, Terry, when the original results came out, she was ahead. So I would tell her she's run three times. Lizette, I would get involved somehow, hopefully, with the leadership within the council. Hopefully you and Deborah can sit down and re-break bread and maybe mend a couple issues that you've had, and maybe Bob Harriman can do that. I think Terry, that's where we go wrong. We don't go out to people that maybe we have beaten an election and say, how can you get involved? But see, we're so paranoid about them maybe taking our seats. So in the Mojave Water Agency, my friend beat Mike Page, easily won 66% to Robert Rodriguez. And then Jeanette Hayhurst out in Barstow, she easily won 70% to 29% with Ron that opposed her. I've known Jeanette since literally I've been up here in the early days of doing business out in Barstow, I never went to Barstow without calling Jeanette and saying, hey, who should I talk to? Who should I not talk to? Who should I have coffee with? Who should I not be seen with? Because she always just she's real black and white about things. She's married to a great guy by the name of Mike. Measure D, the county measure on the supervisor issue, okay, that resoundingly won 58% to 41%. I will say this, and I will go on the record. I feel that this was a deceptive measure. I think that the wording behind it was very deceptive. I know what the prior proposition in 2020 was all about. I think that was called Measure K. And while I didn't totally agree with a 1-year term and 4 years and $60,000, I thought that was a little bit too tight. And I think that there could have been some work to get there. I think, Terry, that people are tired of lifelong politicians. I think that people want to see change. I think that people want to see results. And I think this will go down as probably one of the most deceptive measures I've ever seen. I actually pulled the list, the money. I mean, $829,000 in. I mean, and there's a lot of money in there. And those that are watching this know where the money came from. I'm thinking, wow, it's keeping power. Understand that. I write checks like everybody else, but I'm not trying to buy any of my supervisors. Measure E, that was the issue that Jeff Burham had brought about with the cessation of the county from the state of California. And he kind of threw it out there. And I don't know how much money. We haven't pulled the numbers on that pack yet. We're pulling all this stuff here in the next month. So we'll have every supervisor's race and we'll kind of have an idea. I do that because it really tells you who is kind of beholden to who. I write a $500 check and I don't believe anybody's going to be beholden to me. But when you start getting some of the checks that some of the people throw out there, like $4,900, they become pretty big. But that's a pretty interesting issue. I'm totally supportive of what Jeff was doing. And I hope that it puts a lot of pressure on the state to come clean with us and to give us the money that we need to, or if not, let's split off. When you got 2,200,000 people, in the county and 1,000,001 that are registered. City of Barstow, Measure H. This was a highly contested one. It was really, I think, intended to be sure that the mayor never ran as the mayor again, that district became a district. So right now, Dr. Paul A. Courtney is the mayor. He's been under investigation, multiple charges, things within the city, and I've never read the report. I really don't care to. If you know much about Barstow, there's always something going on. So I think this was it was supported by the city council, and that lost 60% to 40%. So I think that people in Barstow were kind of speaking that while they may not like Paul, or they may not like some of the things that he's doing, and I've commented to him. I've known Paul a long time, and I consider him a political friend, and we know each other, and we have candid conversations. I think that I think that the message was now sent back to people that they want the mayor to run as the mayor and keep the other four districts the way they are. So that's kind of my a little bit of my update. I will tell you, I'm very concerned about the 2024 election. I'm very concerned about the infighting that we're going to see in the upcoming days and when this comes out within the Republican Party. I don't know how long I may stay a Republican. I've been a Republican all my life. I may decide to become an independent. I don't like the infighting that goes on, and the reason that I think that the reason that Republicans lost this time is the same thing I saw. The undermining in closed session on a Saturday afternoon at the county for an elected official who's been elected 3 times, and I was going to easily win. So to have 2 people stand up and lie, Dakota Higgins and Shannon do that, that's inappropriate. And the reason that we are not cultivating more people young is that they just don't want to get in the middle of this kind of stuff. So, I think the Democrats are very, very smart across the country. They let the Republicans just go kill each other all the time. And then after we end up picking up one of us to run in the finals, there's just not enough energy or enough steam. So I would ask everybody in 2023 and 2024, let's start working together. I'm going to see if I can be a part of a change to see that the GOP down at the county changes. I don't believe that Phil Cothran should be the leader anymore, and I've known Phil for 29 years. I tried to reach out to him early on. His staff has been told not to return my calls or my emails. There's money missing. People are asking questions. I've had people talk to me about, a school he was involved in went bankrupt and things that went on at the planning commission. And, it just, we don't need that. We need to work together, and we don't need to buy each other. The nice thing, Terry, and then I got to say this in closing. I'm very humbled. I ran 4 campaigns. I've raised $224,000. I think another 5,000 might be in the mail, so it's 230. So what's nice about raising that kind of money, I can't be bought. So I appreciate. I've gotten a bunch of $5,000 checks, and those are very nice and humbling. But those are a way of saying thank you for what you're doing and standing up for what's right. And I will continue to do that. And outside of God and my wife, I really don't care if people don't like what I have to say about it. God bless you and Happy New Year.